You know what, guys? I'm going to admit something. I fucking love this movie series. Ever since I started watching the Monsterverse, technically my first film was King of the Monsters. I have been obsessed now with Godzilla films. In the past, I never fucking paid attention to this series, the kaiju series beforehand, but now I'm fucking obsessed, and I can understand now why so many people are interested in this shit. It's cheesy, it's goofy, and sometimes the fights are actually fun to watch. But since the Monsterverse, or i.e. Legendary, or i.e. the American version of the Godzilla franchise, is possibly going to lose their license, I don't know. They're still working on getting an additional contract from Toho, who are the guys responsible over in Japan for making Godzilla to begin with in the first place. But in today's video, I simply I'm taking inspiration from the Greek Geek, which I'll leave the video that he did and his channel down in the description down below. And he pretty much did a very similar video about this whole ranking thing, and so I'm gonna take a stab at this shit. Because, you know what, honestly, with so many people doing it, I want to do it too. I do want to do it too. Now, like I said before, keep in mind, all 4 movies are gonna be spoiled. So, I'm just gonna dive straight into this shit. Alright, so the first movie, the first one, and this is number 4. The worst film in the entirety of all 4 has to be Godzilla 2014. I'm sorry, but I mean, I will grant you this. Some shots are beautiful. They're fucking beautiful. And the fact that final fight scene is kind of awesome. But here's my gripes with the film. It's boring. The fights, 75% of the fighting in this film is either not shown, or it's shown on a newsreel, and that still fucking pisses me off. The human characters, they are... Oh god, they are the most fucking boring in the entire series. They're the most fucking generic pieces of shit. And dare I say it, the film is fucking slow. It is ungodly slow. And I've tried rewatching it so many times, and it's just, I can't do this. I mean, this was their first stab at it, but oh my god, this movie was just not interesting to me. Even when the time it was coming out, which was 2014, I was more focused on Battle of the 5 Armies more than anything else than this fucking movie coming out. And yes, by far the only standalone, I guess you could call it standalone, film for Godzilla. It sucks. It sucks. And it's still by far the worst. And this is, like, the one I actually do hate. The other 3 films, I don't mind rewatching. But Godzilla 2014, get that shit out of my face. No. No. Alright. You may be surprised by number 3, since I did post this reaction recently. Or not, depending on how nice YouTube was to me. But Godzilla vs. Kong at number 3, I don't mean to put it too harshly at it, but I'm going to agree with the two other human beings that I sat and, watched the film with. It was too short. So, Godzilla 2014, the main issue with it is that it goes way goes on way too long, and there's barely enough combat in it. And not to say that I don't like the fights in GVK, because I think the GVK fights are fucking awesome. But we all felt, and I'll even agree with them, that GVK was way too short of a film. It felt too short, with how much it offered. Again, the human characters were shit. I just don't give a fuck about the human characters at all in this series, except for one. But we'll get to that film later in this video. Sorry, I had to take a second. The fact that Kong is now, you know, king of the Hollow Earth, and that Godzilla's the king of the entire Earth is kind of cool. The fight scene with the ending fight scene with them in Hong Kong was fucking awesome, and which I'm surprised he did boldly put out a victor in that fight, i.e. Godzilla. So yeah, hate to say this to my boy, because for real, I'm a Kong fan, but fuck you, Kong. Fuck you, monkey. I just backstabbed my boy. God damn it. But no. The other thing too, Mechagodzilla in this film, I do have a lot of issues with. Because, again, this is the 4th iteration of Mechagodzilla in the whole universe, in, like, the whole kaiju, universe that Toho has done. This is the 4th iteration of Mechagodzilla, and to be honest, that design looks like shit. It kinda looks like shit. It looks fucking skinny on the body, and the head is too square. Like, oh good lord. Also, they broke the trope of Mechagodzilla using every motherfucking weapon he's got on Godzilla all at once. But, oh my god, GVK has a lot to talk about, yet I can't really discuss it in this video because I can't get access to that fucking footage, thanks to YouTube. But I will say that I might do an additional video on GVK later this year, on a particular part, i.e. the motherfucking ending. The ending of that film is going to be its own separate video, I think. Because I actually do want to discuss that ending fight in detail. And why it's actually kind of ironic that Kong did defeat Mechagodzilla. So there's the title for you. The irony of Kong actually winning against Mechagodzilla. But other than that, it's a fucking awesome film. I just wish the film was longer, and once again, for how many times I'm gonna fucking say this, human characters are fucking boring. They're boring as hell. It's like, we don't fucking care. We don't give a fuck. We just don't give a fuck. And yet they still keep the humans. And I don't get it. But I'm moving on. Alright. Number 2. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Oh my god. Honestly, this could have been number 1 for me if it wasn't for a certain aspect to the film that still doesn't get it quite right, and that people still bitch about it. But I absolutely fucking love this film. I do. It's fucking awesome. It is awesome. It's funny, and the whole GVK, like, or not the whole GVK, the whole Godzilla festival in Chicago, and them, and the multiple reaction videos to Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's like, holy shit. And it's like, to me, as a movie watcher, I want to be in that kind of a crowd. Because, you know, you watch movies like Avengers Infinity War and Endgame like that, and you see these fucking crowds of people, like, cheering and screaming on the screen like that, and it's just like, oh, man. It's just like, I want to be there. I want to be there. Like, that's the kind of crowd I want to be in. I want to be in those types of crowds because they make the experience so much better. They do. Audience members do amplify the movie's rewatchability. The fact that this movie did its own iteration of Godzilla's of the Godzilla song by Blue Oyster Cult, which is fucking amazing. Like, that song, I swear to God, that's getting stuck in my head nowadays. It's like, holy crap. Like, I may have heard it, like, one other fucking time on the radio and didn't pay attention to it. But after that film came out, it's like, holy shit. I mean, I hate to, you know, diss on Bear because, you know, he did do all the instrumental music for God of War. And I do mean the new God of War game, God of War 4. He did, but I'm sorry. I still like the original Blue Oyster Cult version of the song. I just do. But outside of all that other shit, how's the movie? Well, honestly, I don't have too much to say about it. Again, the motivations behind the villains are fucking stupid as shit. They are kind of stupid. It's like, oh, summoning all the monsters together to wipe out humanity, like the entirety of humanity, so the Earth can regrow. It's like, oh, come on now. Like, at least I'm gonna say this. At least Thanos decided to say, alright, half the population is gonna go. But you don't have to destroy fucking everyone. It's like, really? Why? It's so fucking stupid. Oh, God damn it. I mean, I will say this, that King Ghidorah, and Godzilla both get their fair share of screen time in this movie, which I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. However, Mothra, especially her larva form gets one good scene, but Mothra and Rodan don't really get their shine on like they should have. And you know, just some of the minor fights I felt like should have been a lot longer. Especially the Rodan versus Ghidorah fight, because you could do a fuck ton with that fight, and yet, what did you decide on? Oh, some stupid motherfucking plane can't, like, land anywhere. And the bay doors can't open. It's like, really? Really? Ugh. Also, I hate this, and I don't like bringing it up, because usually a lot of people like this reference, but for me, I just fucking hated it. I hated it. The stupid oxygen destroyer bomb. I'm like, I know it was in the original movie, but it's like, really? Really? When Godzilla is kicking Ghidorah's ass, that's when you want to use the destroyer bomb to kill him? It's like, really? Oh! And not only that, but it doesn't even kill neither of them. I mean, it barely kills Godzilla, but... Or it almost killed Godzilla, but Jesus Christ. Ugh. It was this fucking annoying middle part of the film that I hated. I hated it. I hated that moment. The human characters kind of are just meh. I mean, this film is chock full of references, which I had to watch a crud ton of the other Godzilla films just to understand the reference, but man, was that fucking worth it. That was really well worth it. But overall, honestly, I really like the film. I just wished it, you know, it got better attention, you know, from everybody else. Because this is the one time that that most people would say this. It's like, this movie was for fucking fans of the franchise. It's like, leave it at that. Because it's not a shitty film. It's actually kind of decent. And I was not really a Godzilla fan until then. But, yeah. I mean, there is one more thing I'm gonna say. Kevin. Just... the fucking right head of Ghidorah, or the left head of Ghidorah, Kevin, is named Kevin. The other, the right head and the middle head are the normal Japanese names, but the left head was named Kevin. and the fact that I have now named one of the Compsognathus Kevin. Now you understand where it comes from. It's just... and not to bring that up, but also Kevin running Mecha Godzilla. Oh my god. It's stupid as shit. Stupid as shit. Oh my god. Alright, but let's get to fucking the final one, which, you know, process of elimination. It's fucking beautiful, ain't it? So, you probably already know which film is my favorite. Kong Skull Island. And there's a lot of things to praise this movie for. It's just such a fucking shame. Like, it's such a shame that this film didn't get praised for anything because of a certain someone who says that they review films and use satire in their shit. Cinema sins. It's like, Jesus Christ. Thanks to CinemaSins, this film got degraded down so much, and I fucking hate it. Because by far, this is the best film in the Monsterverse so far. This still is. It has the best human characters done, which, surprisingly, they're you know, thrown throughout the film. And it's like, these are actually fucking well done. And, like, you know, the other three movies, they're just, like, a nuisance. Like, get the fuck out of there. In this film, they're not that much. It's not that much. And you actually do care about these fucking people. You do care about them. And they did the human characters right for once in this film. And it's great to see that. Also, Skullcrawlers. Oh my god. At first, I fucking hated the overall design, because I'm like, how the fuck does this thing only run on 2 legs? And its body's, like, extended out. Oh my god. But I grew to fucking love these things when I actually did sit down and watch the entire film. Like, I grew to fucking love them because of their design and just overall how fucking awesome they are in this film. I mean, I do miss the dinosaurs on Skull Island, but hey, this is a better alternative, if anything. This film already is, again, another thing, set in around the time of Vietnam. I just fucking love it when they do films that are back in the past, and it's kind of like origin films as well. So it's like, this is the oldest film in the Monsterverse so far, and it's just like, you know what? Like, I fucking love that. I like that. And it's like, why can't we have more films like this? We can't? Okay, fine, whatever. And even the director came out at CinemaSins for that shit, and it's just like, I'm so thankful that he did. I'm so thankful he said that it's bullshit what CinemaSins is doing, because they completely diminished that whole fucking film. They did. And I absolutely love the film. And if you fucking pay attention, then it explains why why Kong is about as big as Godzilla is now. You know, because he was still growing. Like, really? Really, people? Like, oh my god. Like, if anything, Kong Skull Island was the one film you needed to pay attention in. The other Godzilla films, like, you didn't really need to pay attention to, because it's like, meh. Like, maybe at the part where Serizawa was, you know, dying or self-sacrificing himself, which, by the way, was another great moment in that King of the Monsters, but it's just, like, you know what? Like, just on how good the human characters are, how good the fight scene between the big one and Kong was, all the unique fucking creatures that are in there, like the psycho vultures, the buffaloes that look like the buffalo or something out of Spirited Away. It's just, it's overall this film's fucking great, and I'm so like upset at the fact that CinemaSins had to destroy this thing. It's like, really, you dicks? It's like, come on now. Like, this was a great fucking film, and this is, like, the one time that I hate to say this, but I fucking hated CinemaSins at that point. At that point, you slowly start to realize that CinemaSins just overall hates the fucking films that they review, and it's just, it's not fun to watch anymore. Because I'm getting off tangent now, but like, some of the films that they've done, like Hercules, like Disney's Hercules, the Jurassic Park films, except maybe the first one, because the first one, you know, they were still at that time frame where they were actually, you know, valid, like putting actual sins to the you know, their videos, instead of just, you know, flat out overall saying, yeah, we hated this film, fucking deal. It's like, Jesus Christ. At that point, it's just, I can't watch CinemaSins anymore. And this is a perfect example as to, you know, what reviewers on YouTube could do to fuck up an entire film. I mean, certain films in question, like Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, like, yes, they get their own valid criticisms from people, and I agree that they suck. I agree, flat out, I agree. But to films that are actually decent, and people dissing on those great films, it fucking is irritating to see that. It's absolutely fucking annoying to see that kind of shit. And it just makes you want to hate people. It really does. And just, overall, I know I was getting off topic, but just everything about Skull Island is great. The cinematography, the fact that Monk is huge, the fact that it's set back in Vietnam, which, like, okay, I mean, it is a historical film, quote unquote, historical film. And just overall, I like the human characters, I like the new creatures that were presented in this film, and overall, I fucking love that final fight where Kong, like, has his hand in the big one's mouth and literally pulls his fucking intestines out with his hand. It's like, holy shit. Brutal. Oh my god. If anything, out of this universe, the final fights are always fucking fun to watch. They're always great to watch. Except maybe the final fight in GBK. Like, Mechagodzilla is meh. It was a meh fight, and I know I'm getting off topic with the whole thing, but I fucking hate the fact that they, literally, when the computer is short-circuited, now Mechagodzilla can't do shit. It's like, really, motherfucker? Really? Really? And then you know, It's like, oh my god. It's like, come on, man. But every other fucking fight is just beautiful. Beautiful. It's beautifully done. I think the best fight overall is... Yeah, it's gotta be a tie between King of the Monsters and Skull Island. Just because those fights were so fucking great. And the fact that King of the Monsters fight, since it was a 2v2, then a 3v, or 2v1, and then a 1v1 kind of style. And it just kept going, like, the entire time, it just kept going. It's like, that final fight in King of the Monsters was just fucking great. But then, you got Skull Island with Monkey, and, you know, I gotta fucking love that. I gotta love that fight, you know? But, yeah, overall, Kong Skull Island is by far the best film in this whole quadruple of films in this one universe. And if they do extend their license, if Toho allows Legendary Pictures to extend their license out for another set of movies, I won't mind that. That will be actually awesome. I want to see like things like Mecha Ghidorah, if possible. Things like other different kaiju, like Space Godzilla, Hedorah, like I want Hedorah. Oh my god. Having to see Hedorah in his own film, oh my god. Destroya. Like, come on, there are so many more kaiju you could bring into this. And it's just like, oh my god. But this, if they're allowed to keep going, like, this could be fucking awesome. But as it stands for me, three out of the 4 are fucking great. Except maybe Godzilla vs. Kong. That one's a meh for me, but because of the audience I was with, it was ranked up a little better. But I hate to say, I keep dissing on 2014. I'm sorry. 2014 bored me. 2014 is like Monster in Monterey Bay. I can't with this one. And it's slow. It's way too fucking dark. It's way too dark. Like, the final fight itself in Godzilla, just way too dark. Way too dark. And it's like you have to put this film on the brightest settings of your TV just to see it. And even then, it's like, good luck trying to tell. It's like, holy crap. Like, I love this fight. I do. And I mean, it's probably the most simple fight, but overall, just because it's so goddamn dark, it sucks. It sucks. This film is just... I don't want to call it trash, just because, you know, it was their first stab at the series. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And I'll give them that. I will give them that. But I was bored. I was way too bored. I'm sorry. Every other film after it was great, but Godzilla 2014, no, just no. But yeah, overall, here's the thing. 1, Kong Skull Island. 2, Godzilla King of the Monsters. 3, Godzilla vs. Kong. And then at very, very bottom, Godzilla 2014. And I just say 2014 just to not confuse it with every other fucking Godzilla film. But, yeah, that's literally the whole entire video. You can leave a comment down below, let me know how you would rank the Monsterverse films so far. And again, if they do continue to expand their universe, I might redo this video again, possibly. I might redo it again, just for the hell of it. Because I am getting invested in this universe. I am. And, well, other than leaving a comment down below, letting me know what you guys would rank each of these different films. leave a like, and subscribe to the channel for more additional stuff such as this. And until next time, guys, I am the DM.